Again, good morning. Good morning. And I want to thank Jay Carney, Carney High School. Thank you all for inviting us out. Heather, Bill, Chris. We have Jenny on the video. I just want to share with you all what happened to me, and just like the experience that you heard about. You know, my experience is just like Chris, Bill, except I was innocent. So you think about that for a minute, and I know every one of you in this room have been accused of doing something you didn't do, am I right? You don't like it, do you? Don't feel good. Let me just give you a little backdrop. I was born in the city of St. Louis, West Side. 7 boys and 2 girls, what my mother had. She was a single parent. And I'm in the middle of all my brothers and sisters. I am right in the middle. 4 older than me, 4 younger than me, and I'm the darkest of the family. Some would say black sheep by birth, right? And being dark, you know I got teased. Brothers do a lot of teasing, so you can imagine what they call me. Chocolate chip, Oreo, midnight, chew rubber, lights out, toy baby, jet black, blue black, double black, triple black, smoky. I got teased, didn't like it. But they had to say it because it was funny. I mean, I'm a dark brother, and just like when the lights went out a minute ago, everybody on the stage could be seen but me. But that's okay. And I can laugh at it today. It wasn't funny then. But being dark came to my rescue, and I'm just going to tell you all just a little bit of my story, and it'd be hard to take 15 minutes and talk to you and tell you about a lifetime of hell and horror. But I'm going to say this here about my grandmother, who was a little bit lady, but a very religious lady. Christian, and I mean, she used to force us to go to church, and I hated it. Didn't like church, didn't like God, nobody's God. But that lady said, son, there's going to come a time in your life that nobody can help you but Jesus Christ. I hope you remember to call him. She was right, but I dismissed it. Yeah, whatever, Grandma. I don't want everybody to know nobody's God. I said there behind her back, one said to her face, she hit me with a bowling pin, but Grandmama was right. One night a guy was pumping gas into his car, and another man approached him and shot and killed him. West side of St. Louis on the filling station lot. 3 or 4 people gave a description the night the crime was committed to the police. They said the man they saw was about 5 feet 5, 5 feet 6 inches tall. Medium to light skin. Medium to light skin. I'm not 7 feet, but I'll never be light skinned. I've never been confused with being light skinned, as dark as I am. No motive, ballistics, DNA, no weapon, no confession, no fingerprint. Nothing connected me to this crime with the exception of witnesses. 2 of them, snitch witnesses. Guys who was in trouble and made deals with the police, and they came in the court and they lied. And you know how courtroom dramas go, right? They raised their hand and said, I swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me, God. And lied. Lied on me before God, the 12 tribes of Israel, the Old Testament Torah, the New Testament, the Gospel, and everything else got something to do with the religion. I don't worry about nobody's God, nobody's religion. I'm upset with these human beings. I ain't mad at God. I don't believe in him. He don't exist for me. Fairy tales made up in the book. But them people were lying on me, and if it was a God, he should have dealt with them severely in that courtroom. They should have been punished because they were lying. I had a public pretender, some of you call them public defenders, right? Who I saw one time. I had a 3-day trial, and I was convicted in less than 1 hour. It happened so quick, it make your head spin. What drew me into the case is the victims' family members said that either I was responsible or another guy was responsible for shooting their loved one. The other guy who fit the description shot the man 2 years prior and shot at him 2 other times. 3 recorded shooting because they were in a heated drug war over drug turf in the inner city of St. Louis. And it was known. It was just like Al Capone and, you know, when they were doing prohibition with the whiskey. These guys were fighting over drug turf. And the police had his name in my police report. They knew about him. My lawyer knew about it. In fact, they had a sidebar at my trial, the lawyer, the prosecutor, and the judge. They talked out of the hearing of the jury. You know who they talked about? This other suspect. So we're not going to let the jury hear about this guy. They hid that from me. They kept it out of the trial. And I didn't find out until they found me guilty and I got my transcript, which was a year or so later. They knew about him. But my lawyer, who was supposed to be defending me, stipulated and agreed not to talk about it. Now you talk about an angry young man. Now I can talk about a lot of things, but I want to talk to you about hope and forgiveness because I was a man who was full of hate, rage, anger, bitterness, and I'm talking about enough hate in my heart. Believe me when I say it, enough hate in my heart to destroy a nation. I hated everything that had something to do with the system. Police, judges, prosecutors, defense attorneys, and I hated all these people. I'm an equal opportunity hater. I hated all of them equally for what they did to me because they were wrong. And as a young man growing up, I had been in trouble as a juvenile, been in the juvenile system. I had been to Beauville, Missouri here, me and my brothers, some of them. I was on parole for burglary, for second-degree burglary. I admitted to that. I'd done that. I was wrong for that. I made a mistake. But at this point in my life, I was trying to get myself together and enroll back in college, in school. This is why I thought I was going to go to college, a community college. Well, I went to college. It was called the School of Hard Knocks, MSP, the walls. Wasn't easy. You think you got it hard? You think life is tough for you? Any of you? When I'm going to bring you inside the prison, I'm going to share it, and I'm going to expound upon what Bill and Chris has shared. I'm going to say to you, this is something that you cannot get on TV, you cannot get in the movies. You have to see it to believe it, because I didn't believe in heaven and hell, angels and miracles. I didn't believe it. Well, once they found me guilty, and I'm charged with capital murder, espionage, and treason, are only 3 crimes in the United States of America that you will receive 1 or 2 sentences. Anybody know what they are if you get found guilty? What is it?
A death sentence.
Say it again?
Death sentence.
Or what?
Or life.
That's it. Life or death. If you get found guilty of any one of these 3 crimes in the United States, you're going to get either life or death. And I'm innocent. So how am I going to get a life sentence or a death sentence? And I didn't do nothing. Nothing, had nothing to do with this crime. They locked me up 30 days later. And I'm saying, here it is, I'm facing a judicial system that I believed in. I believe was fair, I believe it would work. Well, it didn't in my case. It didn't work. When they brought me over for sentencing, the judge, he asked the lawyer if she had something she wanted to say before he pronounced sentence against me. She said, no, Your Honor, I don't want to say nothing. I said, wait a minute, Your Honor. I want to say something. He said, well, go ahead and speak. I had 3 pages, legal pages that I had written down, all the things that was wrong with the trial. And I said, you, this court, Your Honor, the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the witness, all of y'all are part of conspiracy. You confiscated my freedom. You framed me. He said, I didn't find you guilty. Your lawyer didn't find you guilty. If you mad at anybody, you be mad at 12 jurors because that's who found you guilty. I said, but Your Honor, you have the power to overturn this conviction. You saw the people coming in and purging themselves in line with me. You saw it. He said, this court and no other court is going to overturn it. But 12 jurors of your peers have decided against you. He was right. No court, lower courts, circuit courts, I'm talking about all the way to the federal court, Supreme Court of the United States, nobody would overturn that conviction. When they waived the death penalty and they gave me life and 50 years in prison without parole, plus 25 years consecutive for what's called ACA, armed criminal action. So I'm facing 75 calendar years in prison. This is 1984 when I was arrested. I'm about 22, 23 years old. 75 calendar years plus 22, 23 brings you close to 100 years old before I would have been eligible for parole. Nobody lived in prison that long.